Alright, so today we're gonna do the multiplication of two binomials, and the way I'm gonna represent this is by setting up a word problem right here, and I'm gonna read that for y'all in a second, and then you'll just see how it works out. So, Virgil is wanting to cover his rectangular plot of land in fertilizer. His plot of land has a length of x plus 3 meters and a width of x plus 4 meters. What is the area of land that Virgil will cover in fertilizer? So what I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna go ahead and draw out a picture to represent what the problem's asking for. So he says he has a plot of land that's rectangular. So we're gonna draw a big rectangle. And then we're gonna label the sides. So it says that he has a length of x plus 3. So I'm gonna put x plus 3 right here, and a width of x plus 4. So here's your length and here's your width. So the first method that I'm gonna use to show how we would multiply these two together is called the FOIL method. So the FOIL method is first, outside, inside, last. So let's go ahead and we're going to set up our two binomials right here. So it's x plus 3 times x plus 4. And I'm going to incorporate this into this. So what it means by first is that you take the first term out of each binomial and you're going to multiply them together. So that would give us x squared. The second is the outsides. So you're going to take the two outside terms, multiply those together to get 4x. Then it says inside, so you take the two inside terms, multiply those together to get 3x. And then it says the last, so you take the last term in each binomial and multiply those together to get 12. So after we've done this, we've got to combine our like terms. So this can't be combined with anything, and this can't be combined with anything, but these two can. So it's going to be x squared plus 7x plus 12. So that's what the area of the land would be, and that's our first representation we're going to use. The second representation that we will use for this is that we're going to use some algebra tiles. The reason that I really like algebra tiles is that while you're working with them, kids can actually see the area of the land being built. And so that's just like a really good visual and concrete type of thing that I think is good for kids to be able to work with. So first, I'm just going to show what each one represents. So this is x squared. This equals just x. And this will equal 1 unit. So to start it off, I'm going to draw like a little multiplication chart looking thing. And I'm going to go ahead and put what we had on each side of the square plot of land at the beginning of the figure we drew. I'm going to put that up here. So here's your x plus 4. And then over here on the side, we have our x plus 3. So then we're looking at multiplying these two together. So when you multiply an x times an x, it's going to give you an x squared. And if you look at this, this shows how this x squared fills in this big square that the x and the x make together right here. The next step would be to multiply an x by each individual unit. So that's why I'm placing these X's right here. Some more. And then it's the same thing with the top row and these down here. So I'm gonna place 3 more X's right here. And so after we've got all the X's, all that filled out, then we have one more little rectangle we need to fill in down here, and we're gonna use just the units because that's what we're using to multiply here. So we're gonna go ahead and fill that in with, you have 3 units here, 4 units here, so that'll be 12 units. So we're gonna go ahead and fill that in. And so what I've just done by placing all these here is I've now created the area of land that Virgil will own and place the fertilizer on. And that's what this represents. And as I said earlier, the reason that I really like this right here is the fact that kids can actually see the area of the land being built. Whereas over here, to some kids, it may just look like we're throwing some numbers at you and just multiplying them together. And they may not actually understand what this is actually truly representing, even though it's what the question was asking for. So that's about it.